What is going on, everybody? It is your boy Nothing But Skills, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to solo challenging missions. Now I'll be breaking down a little bit, but I won't be talking too much because I've always felt that when showing somebody how to solo these challenging missions, it's better for them to actually watch the gameplay versus you just talk the whole time. So I'll be showing you the build that I'm currently using, and then I'll have a link to that build that's uploaded to my other channel. So let me show you the build real quick, and then we'll continue on with the gameplay. So the build I'm going to be running in this video is going to be a 377 build. I'm running 247,000 armor, that's 37,000 health, and my skill power is around 1461. Now this build is amazing, guys. I run this build to solo almost every mission in the game, and I've had a lot of people say, oh, that build wouldn't work soloing challenging missions. So I decided to make a video of me soloing a challenging mission, and then I'm sure now I'm going to get somebody says, well, you can't use that build to solo heroic missions, and then I'll just have to do the same thing. So the build that I'm currently using, I'll put a link to it in the description, but let's get into soloing this challenging mission. So let's get into the first tip of this video. The first thing I always say when completing any of these missions is be aware of the amount of ammo you have when you start the mission and as you go throughout the mission. There's always restocks throughout this mission, so always make sure you guys are looking for those restocks and always restocking your ammo because you'll run out of ammo pretty quick. One thing you notice is if you miss a lot of shots, you run out of ammo, and if you're only running one weapon that you really can use, like me, I'm with this build, I only have the P416, and my secondary is the Chatterbox, which I'm using for the bottom talent, Blabbermouth. So I run out of ammo pretty quick if I am not consistently refilling and I'm not hitting my shots. The next thing we're going to talk about is using cover. That is the next tip, guys. Use cover, people. Using cover will help you guys out tremendously. This is a looter shooter, cover based shooter. Stay in cover, use cover to your advantage. The worst thing I see people doing in this game is whether they're playing solo or in a group, they're always rushing out, they're trying to face tank everything. And in Division 1 we could do that. If you guys remember, we had those striker base gear sets where you could pretty much build up your stack, get health back, and be hitting really hard. So pretty much you were a tank, right? Like if you had a full stack, anything in front of you would melt and you would be invincible. Well, this all changed in Division 2. They went away from that. They want us to use cover, and that is how you can solo these missions. Pretty simple. The NPCs tend to hit pretty hard in this game, and if you stay out of cover, their auto aim kicks in and just drops you pretty fast. And not only that, look right here. You guys see this dog, whatever you guys want to call it. It's a turret that moves around with 4 legs. This is a sniper one. This one can break your armor in almost one shot, depending on how much armor you have. 2 shots it will break your armor, and before you know it, you'll be on the ground. So you have to be careful and you have to be in cover because those types of turrets that can 1-shot you, 2-shot you, happen to appear throughout these challenging missions. So staying in cover, people. Use cover in this game and you'll find out that you'll be able to complete these missions a lot easier, right? And then with the right builds like you're seeing here, you're able to have some type of survivability, a lot of high damage, and you'll run right through this mission. I think this challenging mission took me around 20 minutes solo, right? So not too bad with taking my time, making sure I don't die. But I didn't die once, I didn't have to respawn, and you'll see that throughout this video. Another tip I'm going to give you guys is don't stack too much damage to elites on your builds. I think I like being around 85%, 89%. You can always go a little bit higher, but stacking everything into damage to elites really isn't going to help you when you fight these red and purple enemies, because remember, they're not considered elites or they're not considered named enemies. So those red and purple enemies are all going to be based off of your base damage, right? So the damage you're doing normally to any NPC that's not considered elite. So just keep an eye on both, right? Just keep an eye on your damage to leech and how much your base damage is, how much your weapon damage. All that should play a factor in how you make your builds. Now remember, if you guys want to know what builds I'm exactly running in this video, I do have a link to that in the description box. The title of that video is called The Best Solo PvE Build. And remember, best is because it's my best PvE builds. I'm sure there's other people who have their version of their best PvE build, and that's totally fine. But when I consider what I'm running my best, it's because it's the build that I'm running. So I'm going to put it out to you as my best PvE build. So definitely, if you want to check that out, it's in the description. As you guys are seeing at this point right here, I'm staying in cover. I decided to pick a good position that was a little further back, and that way when they do push you, as they tend to do on challenging and heroic missions, you have some kind of defense, right? You can move around a little bit, you can use this cover. Even though I'm getting bombarded with those turrets that fly at you and hit you in the face, I hate those things, I'm still able to control the environment, right? I'm able to control the guys to my left, I'm able to control the guys to my right, and it's pretty simple. And this is what you want to always do. Whenever you guys pick a position to set up to start the fight, make sure you can definitely move to the left or go to the right. That way you can always control the tempo of the battle. So at this point in the mission, we just got to pick up a key, and then now we can get into the vault. Now, one thing some of you guys might not know, I don't know if you guys are new to the game, never really played this mission, but if you go to the left right here, there's a little key that you can open. So you got to open this panel. It's a secret panel. This opens the key you need, and then this will give you access to a vault that will have access to the chatterbox blueprint if you already picked up the initial 3 pieces. So that is the final part you have to do. But if you don't do it, you can still go in there, open up that hanging box, and it should drop some loot. And if you've already done it, you can do it again and still get more loot out of that box. You'll see in just a second. So just like I told you earlier in the video, I'm going to pick a good defensive position. So this is where I'm going to set up, and I'm just going to try to drop everything from this defensive position right here. Now the great thing about this position, if I need to move to the right, I can. If I need to flank a little bit forward and get to the left, I can. And that's what I'm always thinking about, guys. I'm always thinking about the next move. Like right here, like I didn't want to get bombarded, so I moved up a little bit closer. And if I need to, I can wrap myself around this bookcase and then keep going around the other way. And then use your talents to your abilities, right? So if you know you have unstoppable proc, try to use as much of unstoppable as you can, right? If you know it's about to go on cooldown, wait for it to fully go on cooldown, then kill a red NPC and then work on that purple. So that is what I always try to do. I always try to think about my next move. Next moves are key when you're playing these harder missions, and especially when you're doing them solo. So think about the next move for cover, the next move for your talent to proc, the next move to make sure you always keep on the ropes proc like I do. Things like that will keep you alive and let you keep hitting harder and run through these a lot faster. So I'm going to let you watch this real quick, and then we'll talk in a little bit.
Burn them all! Target in my crosshairs! Division is tougher than they look. Active in area. Here it comes! They're gonna flank!
So once we clear this part right here, this is what I was telling you about. If you guys haven't got the chatterbox blueprint and you already got the other 3 parts, you get it from right in here. I think once you complete it, it uses a different key. I haven't done this in forever, but this is where you get it from right in here. So I got 2 gold items, nothing I really need, so I'm gonna pretty much just mark them as loot and then continue on with the mission. So this right here, this point right here in the game, this is a great example of me picking a good spot and holding down this spot, right? I don't worry about rushing. I don't worry about moving forward. Once I activate both of these laptops, you're going to see I go right back to that initial position where I killed the first 2 guys, and I hold that down. And the great thing about this position is it has a lot of coverage that I can move from left to right and be perfectly fine. But I'm going to hold this down the whole time during this download process. And instead of me rushing like a lot of people would rush, they would rush up to the top for no reason. I can watch both computers. I'm in a good defensive position, and I can drop everybody before they have a chance at really pushing me, right? And if I get grenaded, I can move to my left, I can go to my right. I'm just in a really good spot that I should be able to hold this down and have no trouble. I'll let you guys watch it, see the outcome, and then we'll talk afterwards.
Complete.
Enemies back in the fight! Man down over here! Troops in contact. Over. Enemy located!
50% complete.
Got a shot there.
Securing the building.
Go ahead.
So I held down that position like I told you, and if you guys are really smart with your moves, you're really smart with what your next move is, you guys are staying in cover, you'll be perfectly fine. I know a lot of people have trouble with these challenging missions, but once I do the heroic missions, you'll see that those get a little bit tougher to solo. But these right here, you guys should have no issue doing, and I'm pretty sure no matter what mission you guys do, you guys should be able to solo perfectly fine. And if you use my builds, you'll be even a little bit better. So don't forget, if you guys are new to this channel and you guys have never been to my main channel, that's where I have all my builds. We do have some builds on this channel too, but my builds will be on the other channel. And also I do have a lot of other tips and tricks tutorials on that channel. So what I'm trying to do is bring Division 2 content to both channels. And then on this gaming channel, I'm going to have other content creators. Right now we have Like a Hero, and I'm trying to bring on one other content creator. I'm talking to him, and he plays a different game. So my goal is to bring more games to this channel, and then of course more games to my main channel. But make sure you guys always smash a thumbs up if you guys find these videos useful. It helps us out. It's something you guys can do without taking much effort. If you guys at least comment on the videos, take time to do that, that also helps us out. And we're always here. We're always trying to answer questions. Sometimes we may not see your comment because we get a lot of comments, but don't feel discouraged. If you asked one question on one video and we didn't see it, ask on another video, and hopefully we can actually answer that question for you. If not, maybe one of the subscribers, somebody who watched this video, can answer it for you. This part right here is one part that I almost died on, and it's one of the easier parts in this mission. But on challenging, with the turret shooting at me, with the heavy gunner shooting at me, with the drones flying at me, I almost died, right? Like I almost died, but you'll see in a second that I stay in cover, I hold my position, I use my chem launcher to heal up, I use my armor kits, and it's really just not losing your composure. Look, I almost died right there, right? And then look at the mistake I did, right? For some reason, my armor kit didn't go off. I guess I let go of it too quick. I should have used my armor kit, but I'm using my chem launcher. My chem launcher is healing me up, and I came out of this somehow, and I'm perfectly fine, but I could have had to start all over. Luckily, there are checkpoints, but I was trying to do this without dying once, and that was my goal, right? To go flawless on challenging and not die. So I'm gonna let you watch the rest of this gameplay, and we'll talk closer to the final two bosses. So right when I'm about to find the final two bosses, I'll show you my strategy going into that point.
Forward to fight them! Coming to you! Agents is back on their feet!
Device deactivated. Data transfer stream opened. Handshake authenticated. Transfer initiated. 25% complete.
Don't move! Bleed out!
50% complete. Vital signs. 75% complete.
So we just got near the end of this mission and we're gonna restock, right? That's the first thing I told you at the beginning of the mission, and that's the last thing I'm gonna tell you. Always keep an eye on your ammo. But now that we have full ammo, the next thing we're gonna do is get into a defensive position where we can stay in cover, right? Because like I told you, this is a looter shooter, cover based shooter, so stay in cover, right? So I'm in cover and I'm gonna fight everybody from this exact position. I'm either gonna stay here or I'm gonna hold the wall and go all the way to the right. But from this position, I don't have to worry about anybody killing me, flanking me, because I can see everybody to the left, I can see everybody to the right, and that's it. That is how easy all of these challenging missions can be. You need to play to your advantage. You need to use your talents to your advantage. Right now I'm looking for a red enemy that I can kill real quick, so that way Unstoppable is proc. So Unstoppable is proc now. Now I can focus on these purple and gold enemies. That is a trick that I've noticed a lot of people don't know about. If you shoot the little drones out of the sky, it will trigger Unstoppable, and then that means you can get back and fight those harder enemies, right? And did you see that sniper turret that I told you guys about? Why it's a good thing I'm in cover? Those sniper turrets can one-shot you. He destroyed my armor with one shot. So being in cover played a good role for me, right? I was able to use an armor kit, and then now I'm able to shred this heavy gunner. So I'm still in the same cover I started in. I never moved, right? Now I'm just focusing the snipers, just focusing the other heavy gunner that we have, and that's pretty much how I'm gonna beat this mission. And it's that simple. If you guys have any questions about soloing other missions, if you guys are having trouble soloing missions, use the comment section. I'll try to answer it. I'll try to do a video on it. That's the best I can do. These are pretty easy to do. I haven't had trouble soloing any challenging mission, so if you guys are still having trouble soloing them, I would recommend maybe tweaking your builds a little bit, tweaking your play style, because most likely that's what it is, right? Because these missions to me aren't that hard. So let me know what you guys think. Don't forget, leave a thumbs up, ask away any questions you have, and if you're new to my channel, first time watching any of my videos, hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, so when we release a video, you guys get notified. As always, guys, until the next video, nothing but skills out. Enjoy the rest, guys.
We'll need to go through the data to figure out what Black Tusk was after. But the important thing is that we got it and they didn't. Well done.